Hello, 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 everyone. Good evening. Good evening. How's everybody doing tonight? Miss Justice 1111. All right, number one. Oops, did I do it again? You sure did, girl. You sure did. APG, much love to you, girl. God bless. Oh, wow, Sassy Pants, you are number two in here tonight. All right, girl. Hello, PG. Chat, much love. Prayers for all the missing exploited people around the world. Amen. Amen. There you go. Beth Ann, number three. All right. Here we go. IPG mods and Summer's Army. Much love. Prayers. God bless. I appreciate that, girl. Amen. And woohoo, looky there. Mama Homestead, number four. Hello, PG in chat. Hello, hello, hello to you, girl. Good to see everybody in here tonight. Ruby Rainmaker, how you doing, sweetie? Good to see you. Kathy, how you doing, CJ? Let me see. I'm getting down through here, you guys. There's Dorothy. How you doing, sweetie? There's Jean. How you doing? There's Dawn. All purple hearts for summer. All right. God bless. Karen, how you doing? Miss Quinn. Mr. Quinn. We got Mr. Quinn in here. And we got, hey, crazy retired lady. There you are, girl. I see you. God bless. God bless you. God bless. There's Ann. How you doing, sweetie? Summer Moon Utah Wells. We love you. Absolutely. Absolutely. Spread love. How you doing tonight? There's Rita. There's Sandra. Sandra. All right. All right. And Tracy, good to see you. Good to see you. Hey, good to see everybody. Yes, yes. PG always in a good mood most of the time. 99.9. I got that 1%. Right? I think we all got that 1%. Hey, CJ, glad to hear you tonight, PG. Hey, girl, I'm good to see all of you in here. Good to see all you guys in here. God bless. There's Anna. How you doing, Anna? He says hello, hello, hello. Welcome. Hello and welcome to all. Amen. I appreciate that, Miss Justice. God bless. We got some awesome mods in here. And I thank each and every one of them, right? PG is so grateful for each and every one of my mods. They're just amazing, amazing. Hey Shelly, how you doing, sweetie? Hey PG, love you. Hey, I love you too, girl. God bless. God bless. Oh wow, that is beautiful. Absolutely a beautiful door. Dorothy. Look at that. Summer Moon, Utah Wells. Love you, PG. Oh, girl. She after my heart tonight. She after my heart. God bless. Hey, 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 PG Mods chat. Good to see you all. Much love. Hey, Carrie. Good to see you too, girl. Good to see you, girlfriend. Good to see you tonight. Absolutely. That is beautiful. That is beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. I appreciate that. It took some time making it too. I know. I make them for in other channels, and whew, you put a lot of work into that. Love you. Here you are, PGOA. Amen. Yes, Carla. I'm glad to see you tonight, girl. Glad to see you. Anyway, oh, there's Shelly. How you doing, sweetie? Hey, PG. Love you. Love you too, girl. You know it. Anyway, yeah, a lot going on. Guess who was walking the dog? Oh yeah, we know who was walking the dog, right? She was walking the dog. And talking about who? PG. I'm going to do tell. Absolutely, I'm going to do tell. Oh yeah, She was taking, I guess she goes out every day to air Fred and the dog out, right? And anyhow, they go for a walk to the dollar store, get Fred some coffee, and probably, some more of those beans or whatever the hell she throws in a pot that spins around on the stove. I don't even know what it is. You could get it at the dollar store though. Um, and that's where they go, right? They go to air their butts out to the dollar store. Mm-hmm. And yeah, Fred wasn't looking too happy, was he? Yeah, he was all up in that dollar store back by the freezers, the refrigerators. I don't know. I don't even know if they got a freezer. I seen him back by something lighting up back there. Um, they had the cold stuff in there, I guess. But he wasn't looking happy, right? He wasn't looking happy. And then he got some coffee and it's like, oh no, you could save half of that coffee because um I think it makes 12 cups, so should do you like 3 or 4 days, Fred. He's like, what the hell? I was going to pour it all in the pot, lady. I need my caffeine. But you need to save it, right? We're pitching pennies right now, eating from the dollar store. Like, what the fuck, Fred? Right? Why you think you're splurging at the dollar store? Right? He don't even get to splurge at the dollar store, I guess. But anyway, on their little walk, they were talking about a whole lot of people, right? Because that's what they do best. And she happened to bring up PG, right? I'm like, what? Yeah. And she calls PG a liar, right? Oh, PG's a liar. No, I don't think so. PG ain't no liar. I mean, when I tell you, thou shalt not steal, thou shalt not lie, right? Thou shalt not tell poor old women that you're going to pay them back their thousands of dollars when you don't. That's lying. That's lying. But when I say thou shalt not lie, right? Well, really, thou shalt not take old retired ladies to the cleaners for their retirement money either, but some people do. I ain't going to mention no names, Miss Walk the Dog, right? But anyway, long story short, she wanted to talk about PG and call PG a liar. You're a liar. I know. No. I mean, when I say, thou shalt not lie and thou shalt not steal, right? Thou shalt not bear false witness against their neighbor. Thou shalt not covet, right? Thou shalt have no other gods before me. Those ain't PG's words. Those are the Bible's words. That's God's words, not PG's. So when I tell somebody those words, whose words are they? They're not mine. Those are the words in the Bible, right? And when Fred says, I was a hauling cars that day, right? I was up in the holler and I was just moving one car after the other out of the way, and I mean I was picking them up, sitting them in the road, and then picking them back up, sitting them on the property because Andy kept coming by. And I was like, damn, Andy, give me a break, man. These cars are heavy. How many times you want me to pick them up and put them in the road and then back on my property so you can come back and forth, huh? Right? Yeah, that's what was going on. And those were Fred's words, right? Those were Fred's words. Fred's words also was, we was hauling cars that day. We was heading to the junkyard, and Chad Arnold came in and he caught Candace down at my house. Yeah, she was down at my house, and he said that she told him Summers are missing. And you know what? It was too early. It was too early for her to be a missing. Those ain't my words. Those are Fred's. Oh yeah, we was at the Crushers. Yeah, PG. We was well. See, I think we passed. I think we passed Candace and Grandis about 10 minutes down the road from the house. Uh-huh. Oh, they was well, if they saw you, didn't you see them? Yeah, I guess if I saw them, they did see me, says Miss Laura. Oh, we was heading to the Crusher. But we got there. When we got there, it was too late. Oh, I think we got there and we was able to get in. I mean, come on. This is Laura's words, not PG's. So how in the hell am I the liar, Miss Zigster? Right? How is PG a lying? It ain't my words. It's their words. Just because you got with old Fred, right? Dirty backside Fred. Down at the, dirty end of Ben Hill, which is all freaking dirty to be honest with you, but that's probably, well, I don't know. I'd like to say it's the dirtiest, but I can't say it's the dirtiest because, Jody Sue's up there crapping out ready to poo-poo, right? So, hell, I don't know who the fuck's the dirtiest up in there. Toss a coin and try to find out. Who knows? But, they all be dirty. They all be dirty. And Ziggy takes herself and goes and picks up a dirty butt out of there and marries it up and takes it home with her, right? After it gets out of rehab / I don't even know, like, let's let you out of jail and hold you over in like a freedom type prison, where you can kick your boots up and feel a little more comfortable and watch TV whenever you want. As long as you're in bed by 10 o'clock, type bullshit. But anyhow, once he got out of that part of it, here he goes flying up to Indiana, right? Living up in the Digster's house, eating from the dollar store. Oh, we just picked up a sandwich down there at the dollar store. It was so good. So good. You have to go to the dollar store and get yourself a sandwich. One of those 99-cent hot dogs off of that little spin around thing, if they have one. Hell, I don't even know. I don't shop at the, if I go to the dollar store, it's to grab something like, maybe a marker, if I need some markers, or, I don't know. I don't even know, what you get at the you go to the dollar store when you're looking for something nobody else sells, right? I guess that's when you go to the dollar store. I don't know, but anyway, I sure the fuck ain't going to eat out of there, right? I'm not eating out of there. That's insane. You don't go to the dollar store to shop for your groceries. You go to the freaking grocery store, pick up your groceries, bring them home, right? Put them in the refrigerator so you can cook. I don't know. That's weird. You'd be surprised how many people don't know how. So many people don't know how to run a household anymore, right? They don't know how to go to the grocery store, get their grocery cart, go up and down each aisle, pick out the breakfast foods, pick out the lunch food, pick out the dinner foods, right? And then the snack foods and the soda pumps and, so forth and so on. And then get in line, bag it all up, right? Put it in your trunk. You come home, you pack that shit again out of the trunk into the house, and you unload it into the refrigerator, the freezer, right? The pantry. And in that way, you got what they call groceries in the house, and you don't have to, air your body out walking to the dollar store every day to find some breakfast, lunch, and dinner. That's weird. That's just weird. You know, you come home and, you know, you take the puppy for a walk around the community and back into the house, right? Um, if you're going to pick up pizza or something like that, you know, you go do that. You know, usually I get pizza on the weekend for the kids, you know. I try to get, you know, pizza on the weekend. Sometimes not. Sometimes we have to cook, you know, and that's okay. That's okay. You know, we do, you know, Taco Tuesdays and, you know, some fried chicken Friday and, you know, so forth and so on. But I don't know. I don't know, you guys. But anyway, point being is, I don't care where she shops and gets her groceries. It just seems kind of weird that you do it at a dollar store. I mean, that's just weird. I mean, when did they become a grocery store, right? I don't know. But anyhow, that's where she goes. But on her way there, she wants to talk about PG. That's a no no. That's an absolute no no. Don't talk about PG, right? Don't talk about me. Especially, don't call me a liar. Don't bear false witness against me. And yeah, and the Bible says that too. It says, don't bear false witness against your neighbors, right? She's bearing false witness against PG, called me a liar. Well, I'm here tonight, Zigster, to show that I'm not a liar. I don't lie. I haven't ever lied. That's why you don't like me, it's because I wasn't willing to lie. I'm not a big old piece of fucking shit willing to do some sinister things versus some sinister people. You're a very sinister person. Very sinister. How? I'm going to tell you something. Even Jenna wasn't sinister enough to do your deeds. That girl had a conscience. She had a conscience. Right? Amen. That's right. That's right, Molly. You know it. You know it, girlfriend. Absolutely. I do bring receipts. I do bring receipts. And I got the receipts tonight. I got the receipts tonight. It ain't PG talking this trash. I'm going to tell you what PG's trying to do. PG's trying to get the truth. And I bring the truth, baby. I bring the truth. I am trying to get the truth out here for a 5-year-old child. I said it the very day we started here. I said, I want the truth. I need the truth. I love the truth. Because the truth is the only thing that's going to bring this 5-year-old little girl home. It's the only thing that's going to get the answers to get justice for her. Without the truth, we can't do anything. We need the truth. And I love the truth anyway. I need to know the truth. I do not care for liars at all. Matter of fact, you know, I detest them. I do not like liars in the least. I'm going to tell you, a thief is better than a liar, right? Man, a liar could really get someone hurt. I don't like liars. Even the Bible gives a thief a little bit of wiggling room, right? Like the Bible says, you know, somebody takes something because they're hungry. Well, the Lord's going to forgive that. The Lord's going to forgive it. But God don't like liars, and neither do I. I do not like liars, and I don't like people bearing false witness against me, trying to say that, you know, that I am one, because I'm not. I haven't ever told a lie out here in my life. I haven't come out here with one lie at all. Not one. When I bring stuff out here, I always play a recording of everything coming out of the horse's mouth, the freaking horse's mouth. So how in the hell am I a liar? Oh no, I'm not. And I'm going to tell you, evil loves to spin things, right? Evil loves to spin that little table to try to turn you into, even if everybody's hearing the damn truth, that evil will still stand there and like, no, it's a lie. Because they think if they breathe it into you, it's going to make it true. Well, that's bullshit. That's one of the devil's little, another one of the devil's little games. And I'm going to tell you, people ain't falling for the devil's games no more. Nobody's falling for, let's turn the table bullshit. Let's say what we want somebody to say instead of what they did say. People ain't buying it any longer. People are actually putting their foot down on these evil people, right? They're like, don't put words in my mouth. Do not put words in my mouth. You're an evil piece of shit. Look in the mirror and face it. You're just an ugly human being. Nobody wants to be friends with you anymore. And people have walked off from people who do that kind of evil, ugly things, right? Because we don't want to hear it no more. We don't want to see it. Just like them drama queens. Every time you talk to them, something, somebody's doing something bad to them. They're just so miserable. Nobody wants to freaking hear that. Right? I ain't got time for that shit. Right? I'm not giving you a pity party. Everybody's seeking a pity party there for a while. Man, you know what you could do with your pity party? I ain't got time for that. I'm too blessed to be stressed like this. That's what it is. What's up, hon? What do you need? All right, you guys. I'm sorry about that. But I had to mute out for a minute and focus my attention on one of my children. Um, and I'm going to tell you, if your child ever pops up on you, I don't care who you're talking to. I don't care if you're talking to the Pope, right? I don't care who you're talking to. Tell that person, excuse me, hold on just a second, and pay attention to your child, because that's important. That's very important. What I'm trying to say is don't ever make anything more of a priority than your child. I see a lot of people tell their kids, be quiet, hold on, this, and this. Can you see I'm talking? Don't do that to your kid. Don't do that to your child. Always, always stop the conversation with another adult. And if the other adult don't understand, then, that's their fucking problem, not yours. But you need to address your child. Your children come first in your life. Always put your kids first. That's what I'm trying to say. I always have and I always will. My kids come first. right? Your children's going to be there when everyone else is gone. Trust and believe that. They're going to be the ones visiting up your grave, putting flowers on it. That person that you told to hold on so you could address your children, well, they probably ain't gonna be sending or putting anything on your grave. And if they do, it'll be because they had respect for you. They had respect for you, you know, tending to your children instead of them, you know, and putting your priorities where they need to be. But, I just want to put that out there because it's an important thing. And, a lot of people don't do it. A lot of people don't do it. And you'd be surprised at how many people don't do it. And that's sad. It's sad. And that, there's nothing worse on a child's face. No, that child's heart just got sunk when the parent looks at it and says, can you see I'm speaking to someone? You're making your child feel worthless. Shouldn't do that. Shouldn't do that. And children don't forget that shit. Kids don't ever forget that. Trust me. They don't forget it. All right. But back to square one. Yeah. My little sidekick. I'm gonna tell you, I got a few little sidekicks up the stairs, girl. I wish it was just one. Because I'm going to tell you, I got 4 little sidekicks, and I'm going to tell you what. Whew, I don't have enough hours in a day, right? I don't have enough hours in a day. Each one of my kids think they're the only kid, right? They don't realize there's 4. They don't realize that 4 kids can really take up a lot of time, right? They could take up a whole lot of time. They think they're just one, You're tired because you just helped this one put something together, right? And now you got another one wanting you to do something else, and then another one wanting you to come and help do this. And you're like, do I look like a freaking octopus? You know what I'm saying? What the hell? I ain't got freaking 8 arms and legs, right? Come on. I can't be everywhere, My mama didn't have no triplets, right? I'm one person. Give me a break. But yeah, 4 kids, man, girl, I'm going to tell you something. I feel like once in a while, I'm going to go insane up in here, right? No shit. But it is what it is, Like my mom always said, you better rest and try it again. That's what I do. I rest and I try it again. Right? That's all I can do. Trust me, my kids ain't going nowhere. Right? They ain't going nowhere. Ain't like they're gonna buy mansions and move out tomorrow. That's for sure. So I might as well. I gotta rest and do it again. Bullshit. But it is what it is. I'm looking for the day. I am really looking forward to the day, right? When I only have to fry 1 egg. I only have to fry, a few potatoes, one or 2 pieces. I'm looking for the day when I just got one plate that I got to wash, right? One little plate, one little cup called my shit. That's it. Right now, man, I got a sink full of dishes, right? A freaking sink full of dishes. I'm like, whoa, it looks like a restaurant. Yeah. And I'm going to tell you something. People know how to make ghost My house, they know how to make ghost after dinner. For real. After lunch, after dinner, after breakfast, it's like ghost town. They all gone, and them dishes are just sitting there, calling PG's name. Right? They're calling my name. I'm like, whoa, where did everybody go? And my kids' uncles, they ain't no better. Their uncles ain't no better. Their uncles hide too. For real. You don't, they ain't none of them showing up in the kitchen saying, hey, would you like me to rinse and dry? If one of my kids pop up in the kitchen and offer to do anything, immediately, what do you want, right? What do you want? Because they be wanting something. They be wanting something. There's something they wanting. You know, don't hold your breath because it's coming. They want something. That's just the way it is. Yeah, I'm gonna tell you, PG be tired. I'll be tired at the end of the day. Freaking dragon. But anyway, let's get back to business. Let's get back to business. Laura and Fred, they're the ones that said these things about June 15th, 2021. Not PG. I didn't say nothing. They said it. And I'm going to tell you something. I hit Fred up, and I don't mind letting you all know it. I did hit him up. You know what? I'm going to share with you what I said because I don't personally care. You know, I don't hide nothing. PG ain't got nothing to hide at all. I tell you that right now. I said, why is Ziggy bearing false witness against me? I did not say, Chad, seen Candace at your place on June 15th, 2021. You and Laura said that. And you both said it was way before Summer was supposed to be missing. I have recordings. I also have where you all said you was hauling cars and went to the junkyard, right? Why the backpedaling now? Tell Ziggy to call me on here because I ain't friends with Ziggy. I'm friends with Fred. He's on Summer's Facebook, and I told him, I said, have Ziggy call me on here. She always talking about how we can talk behind the scenes, or is that bullshit too? That's exactly what I wrote him. And you know what? They didn't get back with me. They seen it, but they didn't get back with me, right? And I don't expect they will. I don't expect they will. Don't call me a liar because I will call you out on it. I will call your ass out on it. Don't do that. I'm going to tell you now, I will stand up for righteousness. I will stand fast, baby. Because that's what the Lord gave me that suit of armor for, and them steel-toed boots, is to stand up and stand fast. You don't let no evil try to call you a liar or call you anything in this world when you're not, right? Don't allow it. I'm going to tell you, evil only do to you what you allow it to do, and they ain't going to be doing it to me. That's for damn sure. I'm going to tell you something. I got Jesus. That's all I need. All I need is God and Jesus Christ in my life, the Holy Spirit within me, and the angels watching over me. I need nothing else. Nothing. I'm going to tell you now. I have enough people in my life. I have enough people in my life. I don't need no fucking haters. They can get the hell going. I tell you what, I'd rather spend my life alone than to spend it with low life people that's ready to spread some trash about you in a New York second and try to make you look bad when you're not bad at all. I tell you that right now. Friends like Ziggy, I don't need. Fred Heels, I don't need. Loris, I don't need. I don't need anything that's on Ben Hill Road, right? That trash, nobody needs. Like I said, There ain't nobody can help you in this life but the good Lord. You came in this world alone, you're going out alone, baby. You can't lean on other people. You got to learn to lean on God, trust in God, lean on Jesus Christ. Because those are the only people that can help you down here. I thank God for everything I have. And He put some good people in my life. But I had a lot of evil people in my life too, and I'm going to tell you something. I learned how to weed them the hell away from me. God gave me enough sense to say, hey, you don't need this. And it wasn't PG. It was God that ran them off. And I thank God every day. When you get with God, evil takes off. They don't want to come around you. They don't want to come around you no more. And that's a good thing. That's a good thing. When you start working for God, well, God starts working for you. And I don't need nobody like these people in my life. But she wants to sit there and she thought she could plant the seed in people's minds. Oh, PG's a liar. No, PG's not a liar. I'm going to prove that. I'm going to prove it right now. Fred, you're the liar. And your old girl Laura is the liar. You guys are the liars. I don't think Laura's as much a liar as you, Fred. And I got to ask myself, why are you backtracking? Why are you backpedaling on June 15th, 2021? What the hell reason would you be backpedaling for? I don't know. I don't know. Laura, the day that Summer came up missing, was you at home or was you with Fred?
I was with Fred. We was hauling cars.
You were hauling cars that day? And yep. So Chad was at your property?
He come in while we was going to the crusher. And
he said,
and he seen Candace.
Oh, well, you were gone to the crushers. Chad came in the holler. Chad came in Ben Hill Road. Well, you guys were at the crushers. And he seen Candace down there on your property. Listen to this. Listen to this, you guys. Listen, this ain't PG's words. Right? This ain't PG's words. This is Laura's words. Fuck, she should know. She was with you, Fred. Right? You said Laura was with you, so Laura should know. Laura said I was with Fred. June 15, 2021. I was with Fred all day. I was with my little Freddie. Right? I was hugging and squeezing and loving and caring all about my little Freddies the whole day. Well, where'd you go, Laura? Hey, the day that Summer came up missing, was you at home or was you with Fred?
I was with Fred. We was hauling cars.
You were hauling cars that day? And yep. So Chad was at your property?
He come in while we was going to the crusher. And
oh, there we go. Fred. My goodness. Now, Fred, why did you change up the story? Why did you change up the story, my friend? Let's see. Right here. Fred says it out of his own mouth. Fred says he was hauling cars. Let's hear Fred say he was hauling cars. Come on, let's hear this.
Back in with him here, because I was down this 165 and 67 days. I had a couple cars down there after it on the driveway. Well, I was parked in the road that same day because I hauled 67 out that day. And
oh, you were hauling this stuff off that day. Oh, what did you say there, Fred? Let's hear it again.
I was down this 165 and 67 days. I had a couple cars down there after it on the driveway. Well, I was parked in the road that same day because I hauled 67 out that day. And
Oh, you hauled 6 or 7 of the vehicles off that day. So you and Laura was running to the crushers that day, like Laura said you was. There you go. There you go. Now this is Fred. We heard Laura, right? We heard Laura say that they was at
And
the
he
crusher.
said, Laura, the day that Summer came up missing, was you at home or was you with Fred?
I was with Fred. We was hauling cars.
You were hauling cars that day, and
Yep.
so Chad was at your property.
He come in while we was going to the crusher.
There you go. There you go. This ain't PG's words. This is Laura and Fred's words. But then Fred changed it up, right? Then Fred changed it up. Let's listen to Fred change it up now.
That truck out there, did Don, you got that truck off, Don? It's, I think, like blue down there at the end. It's like kind of like not much left of it, but it's part of the frame and stuff. Is that from Don?
Yeah, that was definitely from Don. That come about 2 months before Summer went missing. I don't know, he come here one night and he actually had Haskell around his dog. He picked it up along the road somewhere. He said he'd hit it and stuff. I mean, I recognized the dog as soon as
He said he hit it?
he said he'd hit it down about Big Creek Market, somewhere down there, but I don't know. She didn't act like she'd been hit, you know. Because she got out here and drove me crazy up on the top of the roof, running back and forward, and every damn thing. I was trying to get over to Haskell, because, well, Haskell is his real name, but to come and get her, and then he was trying to say like I had stole her or something. Don, we've not never really talked that much. I mean, he come here once in maybe, actually, probably 10 times the whole time we lived down there up till Summer went missing. And even the night she went missing, he was here. And the law down there, I mean, I come in that night, I don't think exactly what time I come in. Because I ain't did haul cars that day, and then they closed before I could get anything hauled. And then I was going to go to the grocery store, and then I ran on the man out in here in Sullivan. He rode down on a motorcycle, and I told him, he asked if I could get a hold of somebody to come get him, you know, haul it in for him. And I told him, I said, well, I got a trailer, so I come back and got a trailer here. And
Now, he's trying to say that he was going to haul cars, but instead, and go to the grocery store, but instead he hauls this motorcycle, right? He says he hauls this motorcycle. Now, you're going to hear him, you know, then he says that he was hauling cars, and when he came back to go into Ben Hill Road after police were already there, that's when he came in, went down, got the trailer, and went and hauled this motorcycle. Is after they went to the junkyard, after they went to the grocery store, and on their way back, they see this guy, and that's when he goes, into the holler, gets the trailer, and now hauls this motorcycle. So he's got like 3 or 4 fucking stories about hauling what he was doing June 15th, 2021, right? And then he's trying to say that, Chad was already there when Candace comes down there. Now he's trying to put Chad at his house before Candace. No, Chad, you heard Laura. Chad came in and caught Candace on their property down there. Candace was there first. But now Fred is trying to put Chad there first. And it's funny that Laura is actually, who is Laura dating right now? Chad Arnold. Ain't that funny? Ain't it funny? And another thing, ain't it funny that
Ziggy says, when's the last time you talked to Laura? Fred, right? When she was talking crap about PG 2 days ago on her live, walking to the dollar store. She asked as they get back to the house, she doesn't open a camera, right? She doesn't open a camera because somebody says her daughter's running around there inappropriately, right? And with Fred in the house. So ever since then, I guess she's not popping the camera open inside of her house anymore, whatever. Out of fear her daughter's going to come flying through, no shirt on or whatever. And people's going to start to talking, right? People's going to start to talking. But why does Fred have this need? Why does Fred have this need to change up the story now about, why does he have a need to put Andy Bernard on Ben Hill Road on June the 15th, 2020? Why the fuck does he have this need? Why does he have a need to put Andy there? He has a need to put Dom Wells there, right? He even puts Donald on Ben Hill Road. And I'm going to tell you something. Dom Wells was nowhere near Ben Hill Road June the 15th, 2021. I can guarantee you that. Because I'm going to tell you now, Dom Wells was too busy over there at work. He was too busy in Jonesboro, hiding that ass up inside of those places he was, drywalling the whole entire day. He was over there waiting for Candace's phone calls, right? Because Don had already changed the vehicle up the day before on the 14th. He already fired his coworker to blame all of this stuff on. Don knew. Like Don said, you see that picture? I was crying in that picture. And I was crying and I was dropping big tears because I told Summer, I'm sorry, Summer. I'm so sorry, Summer. I love you and I'm sorry because I knew she's going to be gone. I knew she's going to be gone. You sure the hell did. Because on the 14th, you changed up your vehicle. You fired your coworker to blame it on. And on the 15th, you were in Jonesboro protecting that ass, keeping contact with Candace until whatever was going down went down. Now, I'm going to tell you something. I don't think Andy Bernard had anything to do with June 15th, 2021. I just don't. Now, I don't know if he had anything to do with things beforehand, because of what Jody Sue said about, Jody Sue saying that he was supplying the stuff to sedate these little girls and all of these things, So I don't know. I don't know if Jody Sue, is lying. She's not lying. I mean, this is a 5-year-old missing little girl's case, and you got a bunch of fucking real weirdos, some savages. They're savages. That's, making shit up. You got these people making shit up and all kinds of crazy stuff in this case. And that is why this little girl has not been found. This is exactly why she's not been found, because you can't get nobody to tell the damn truth. Jody Sue right away, got her ass involved in it. I mean, she went and found, restraining orders. Andy wasn't even on the hill. He had done Grandis. Let me tell you what happened. I'll tell you what happened. Hey, Mama Homestead, I appreciate that super sticker. All right, girl. I appreciate it. God bless. I appreciate you supporting this channel. Amen. Keep it going. That's what we got to do. Keep it going. And I appreciate your help getting that done. But, Andy, I'm so sorry if I'm wrong. Oh, Fred is sneaky. Fred is very sneaky. But I'm going to tell you something. June 15, 2021, you had Don Wells come out of the house. And from my understanding, Donald came out carrying Summer, put Summer in Grandis's vehicle for Candace and Grandis to take off with them that morning. Now, I heard he got in his vehicle and went to work, right? He gets in his vehicle, he goes to work. Goes to hide. That's what he did. He went to hide. Well, here comes Candace and, out. He gets in the vehicle with Summer. They're waiting on Grandma. Don done left for work. He done put Summer in there. He done pulled out. Grandis is getting herself ready. Here they come. Here they come out, right? Grandis gets in the vehicle, and the boys are in the house. Everything locked down, and they leave. They leave to take Grandis, to the emergency room. They do. They pull up at the emergency room. They let Granny out. And then Candace right away contacts Hunter, who is already awake. Imagine that. Imagine this boy already awake, right? There's no school or anything. And he can sleep in if he wants to till noon. I mean, this house runs till 1, 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, right? Allison's house is lit up like a Christmas tree, running till 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. Because they, this the type of people they are. But Hunter is up bright and early on June 15th, 2021. No school, no reason to be up, but he is. And he's waiting on Candace's, text. And then he calls her. Right? He calls her. She goes there. She picks him up. They pick Grandma back up. I find it funny. Granny didn't take very long to get what she needed, right? They pick her up. They go one place to get some, vapes, which I hear that the Skittle vapes are not just regular smoke vapes, right? They're supposed to be a little something else. And then they get Twisted Tea. And they take, Hunter on to another smoke shop. They go to 2 smoke shops. At these smoke shops, they get vapes and they get Twisted Tea. And they, it seems like they get stuff to impair Hunter, if you ask me. And then they go to this, drop off the prescription, go to the fishing pond, the swimming hole, where Hunter is vaping it up and twisting teaing it up, right? And it seems like after that, Summer's wet on a pillow laying next to the driver's side door, while Hunter is on the passenger side behind Grandis. And he clearly said, they moved the boxes so he could get in the passenger side and sit down, right? They put one on the floor and the rest in the back. He also made a comment that they put the milk in the trunk as well. Hey, 199 super stick. All right, Mama Homestead, I appreciate that. God bless. Oh wow, Mama Homestead, I appreciate it. Happy Thanksgiving. I'm doing a giveaway to help out for the holiday season. Love you, PG. Hey girl, I appreciate it. God bless. Absolutely. I really appreciate that. And yeah. Oh, we got Andy in here. We got Andy in the house. I was at my work. They know the truth. I believe that, Andy. I truly believe you was at work. I do. I do believe you was at work. Absolutely. Matter of fact, I believe you was at work because a lot of people have talked to your boss. Right? A lot of people's called that garage. A lot of people's asked some questions. A lot of people talked to some of the other co-workers that work there. I truly believe you was at work. Absolutely. I don't think you were on Ben Hill Road on June 15th, 2021. I truly believe that. But the point being is, what happened is Don, they went to that swimming hole, and from the swimming hole, Summer ends up on the driver's side door on a pillow, wet. Hunter slipped up and said, oh, the pillow Well, she was the only one in the car. She was sitting on it because she's the only one in the car wet against the driver's side door, right? So he slipped up. They didn't dress Summer at the swimming hole like they lied and said they did. Summer was on a freaking pillow, soaking wet, laying against that door. And she was soaking wet, laying against that door through Walgreens, through Sonic's, and through the grocery store where they got the milk. And then they go to Hunter's house. And that's where I truly believe Summer was dressed. Now, I had someone say, PG, they were supposed to be on, Summer was supposed to be seen on video at Sonic's alive. The FBI supposed to came out and said that Summer was absolutely active in the vehicle at Sonic's. No, that is not true. Matter of fact, the FBI has not come out here and said anything to any of us about Summer's case whatsoever. We have not heard from the feds at all. We heard from Hawkins County, and they did not say that Don and Candace passed the lie detector's test. They did not say that Don and Candace is cleared. They did not say anything. Matter of fact, Ronnie Lawson said, no signs of an abduction. And Pruitt came right after that and said, as much as we searched and that extra deep dive search we did, if Summer was out there, we believe we would have found her. So, okay, we got Ronnie saying, no signs of an abduction whatsoever. And we got Pruitt saying, hey, if she wandered off, we'd have found her. She was barefooted. She's a kid. No, we don't think she's out there. And you had Don and Candace saying, hey, she didn't wander off. She's not out there. I'm sorry you're wasting your time. Well, if they can tell, law enforcement where she isn't, then they must know where she was, right? Makes sense to me. Makes sense to me, you guys. But anyway, so they come back, they get to Jody's or to Allison's house. And when they get to Allison's house, Jody Sue must be thinking about PG right now with Andy in the chat, right? She's on it. She in the bushes now. Oh, damn, Jody Sue's in the chat too. Munster was not. She said Munster was not the road on the 15th. He did nothing to Summer. Oh, Jody Sue's in here taking up for a man. There you go. She's in here taking up for Andy. Andy's in here too. Wow. We got both of them. We got double in here tonight, right? I don't think, I got to agree with you, Jody Sue. I don't think Andy was in there on the road June 15th either. But my question is, why the hell is Fred? Why the hell is Fred trying to, why does Fred need Andy to be on the road? That's the question. Why is he trying to put Andy at the scene of the crime? Why? I mean, what would he have to gain? What would Fred have to gain by putting his own cousin, his own freaking flesh and blood, his own cousin, at the scene of a crime on June 15, 2021? Why would he want to even do that? Why the hell would he want to do that? I mean, I wouldn't do that to my cousin. There's no way in hell I would do that to my cousin. But Fred, for some reason, needs Andy to be there to make him look important or less guilty. I think you may be right, Andy. I think you may be right. I really do. Now I'm going to tell you something. We got Summer wet on the pillows, laying against the door until they get to Allison's house. Right? We can clearly see in the picture of Summer that it's staged, right? She's staged. She's propped on these milk jugs, baby. She is absolutely, and you know, Ronnie Lawson said, you know, what did Ronnie Lawson tell the lady that worked at, you know, that had worked at the sheriff's department for years, that came out, you know, came out and talked to everybody there for a while. What did that woman say? You know what that woman said? Ronnie Lawson wants everybody to ask Don and Candace, why did it take 4 hours to call 911? Well, if it took 4 hours, then that puts Summer back at the swimming hole, right? That means back on the milk jugs, right? Back on the milk jugs. There was no Summer. Why did you not call law enforcement when this kid was on the milk jugs? Miss Candace and Donald. That's what Ronnie was saying. Why didn't you call 911 when you took that video of your daughter on the milk jugs? Why was 911 not called instead of you using the phone for a video? So they clearly, obviously, law enforcement believes that Summer was no longer with us on the milk jugs. And I truly believe that too, due to the fingernails, the way the hand is pulled, the eyes, the bruising to the sides of the head. I don't think she was with us either. Now, Candace comes back into Ben Hill Road. She drops Grandma off. They know she came out of there 3 times. When she got back, she came into Ben Hill Road and went up on the hill when she got back. Now, law enforcement knows that ain't the only time, she was on Ben Hill Road, because she came back out onto Ben Hill Road again and went down to Fred's place. And that's when Chad came in and seen her, right? Because she hadn't got back home yet. Now, Laura and Fred had just left out of there, supposedly hauling a damn car. But they had left out. And Chad comes in and catches Candace there, but there's no Grandma in the car. There's no Summer in the car. Now, we know Summer was in the car 10 minutes before the video was taken from Ben Hill Road. 10 minutes away from Ben Hill Road is where that video was taken. We know that because of the scenery around it, right? There was a sign. There was a sign in the video, and that sign was like 10 minutes away from them arriving home when the video was taken. So we know the video was taken 10 minutes away from 110 Ben Hill Road of Summer on the milk jugs. So if they're only 10 minutes from 110 Ben Hill Road, then where did Summer go? What happened to Summer? Right? Now, this is what we do know. She went up on the hill and somehow Grandis disappeared. And then she came back down. She went down to Fred's house. Now, when Chad came in, Summer had disappeared too. Where would Summer go? Where would Summer go? I mean, she had to do something with Summer between 110 Ben Hill Road and Fred's house, because that's when Summer disappears, because she told Chad Summer was already missing. This was between 3:30 and like 4:30 that day. And that was way too early for Summer to be missing, because Summer was supposed to be coming up missing until 6 o'clock. So this is like an hour and a freaking half before Summer even supposed to be missing. So, and why does Fred need to blame all these other people if he had nothing to do with it? I don't know. I like to tell you guys something else too. I gifted 5 Prayer Garden of America memberships. Woohoo! All right. Mama Homestead, I appreciate that. God bless. I really appreciate that. Absolutely. But I like to tell you guys something else too. Now Fred says, you're going to hear Fred say that Donald only came at his place about 10 times before. And when he came around, he just wanted to know, what am I going to do if I'm in trouble for this? And what would you do, Fred, if you was in trouble for doing, bad things? And Fred says, well, I told Don what I'd do. I always helped him, when he had a problem, in some trouble. He'd always come and, I'd tell him what I would do if it was me. Well, where was Don Wells June 15th, 2021? Where was Don Wells at on June 15th, 2021, after his daughter came up missing? Where was Don Wells? You guys tell me where Don Wells was? Does anybody know where Don Wells was on June 15th, 2021, after his daughter came up missing? Absolutely. Absolutely. Bingo. You got it, Jersey. You got it, girl. He was at Fred's. He was at Fred's. Absolutely. Absolutely. South Paul. Right. He was at Fred's house. That's where he was. He was always going to Fred's when he's in trouble. Well, his daughter's missing. And he's at Fred's. Do you find that suspicious? Seems like Don was in trouble again. Right? He was in trouble again. Yeah. Yeah, 911 knows. 911 knows that Don Wells called them from Jonesboro. They know where that phone call came from. Don's phone call came in at exactly 6:28. They squared it off because Candace's came in around 6:30. She came in a couple minutes after Don. Right? Both of their phone calls came in simultaneously, one after the other. Only you didn't ever hear any of, you didn't ever hear about Candace's because they kept that, they kept that to themselves. Law enforcement kept that one to themselves, and not only that, but Don and Candace, they hate getting their boys back because they're number one suspects in their own daughter's disappearance, right? They're number one suspects in their own daughter's disappearance. The boys ain't coming home because Don and Candace can't clean up their act or their house or whatever. It has nothing to do with Don and Candace going to rehab. It's nothing to do with them fixing that house. It has all to do with them not being able to clear themselves with law enforcement. And that's why they ain't got their kids. I don't care, how much Don wants to talk. Don threw so many people under the bus. Matter of fact, one of the last ones, and I think he knew he made a big mistake, that he threw under the bus was the one crazy guy. Oh crap. It was the one real crazy guy that did in, they were out drinking and I guess he, pretty much attacked this guy for taunting him, Morlock, exactly. Wayne Morlock. That's one of the last ones that Don Wells threw under the bus. And after that, I think he realized he made a big mistake because Wayne Morlock ain't somebody you want to throw under a bus, right? I mean, Don first, the first ones he threw under the bus was his co-worker, Dudley. And then he threw Allison and Hunter and them under the bus, right? And then after them, he went to Jody, Sue, and Andy. And after Joe and Sue and Andy, he was on that Mr. Dobbs, and he was on, Fred Hill, and he was on he didn't really go for Fred immediately. Fred's one of the ones that, was kind of way down the road for him to throw under the bus. But he finally got to Fred, right? He finally got to Fred. The Light brothers, it basically went his co-worker, then Allison and her family, then that Mr. Dobbs, and then the Light brothers, and then Andy and Jody Sue, and then, you know, he went for some miscellaneous people, like, you know, on that Don guy that had, you know, that has the son. And then after he attacked them, he went after, you know, then he started going after Fred. Around that time, he started going after Fred too. And then he went, you know, with Wayne Morlock. And man, I think that's when he took himself over into Arkansas and hit his ass for a while, didn't he? He ran after he did that one. And that's when he started. Now he went for Child Protective Services, making up shit about Child Protective Services, looking at his roof line, looking to see if they had cameras. And, you know, because he felt safer. He felt safer blaming, you know, Child Protective Services than he did to blame, like the people around him. Because I'm going to tell you something. Andy might put up with Don saying, you know, throwing him under a bus, and Jody Sue too, and he maybe even Fred a little bit. I mean, a few of them he might be able to throw under a bus like that, and you know they're going to let it go. PG is the rumors of Netflix on Summer Lies. I am sickened that over it. PG, I love you and thank you for keeping Summer's name alive. Hey girl, member for 5 months. All right. Hey Australia. I will tell you that that's fake BS. I've done as much research as I can on it. It's a bunch of bullshit. It's a bunch of bullshit about the Netflix. That's something Ziggy made up in her own fucking head. I don't even know. You know, I mean, she be making shit up. There is no, I have researched it to I can't research it anymore. And there is no evidence whatsoever to be found that they're going to make a Netflix movie about Summer at all. No, there's no freaking evidence whatsoever of this at all. So I don't know where that shit's coming from. I don't know where it's coming from, but you know, it ain't holding water right now. The bucket ain't holding no water. So that's all I can say. Oh yeah, you know, I think there's a lot more people involved in Summer's case than meets the eye. You know, I do. I what I'm saying is I don't think it's isolated to Don, Candace, and Grandis at all. I think that Summer's case has other people playing, you know, playing some roles in all of this. There's more people know what happened to Summer. I think Hunter knows exactly what happened to Summer. And I think Allison knew exactly what happened to Summer. I also believe that, you know, I think Fred and Laura knows what happened to Summer, if you ask me. I find it suspicious that the video's taken 10 minutes from the house of Summer in the backseat on milk jugs. Now, Candace arrives home, and because she would have been getting home. She would have been getting home around 3:15. And it sounds like she went up on the hill, like Grandma out, came right back off the hill and went down to Fred Hill's. And that's about the time Fred and Laura was pulling out. And so this is the time they're leaving. And it sounds to me like she went right down to Fred's, possibly, and this is just my theory. This is my theory, you guys. This is, my opinion. But it sounds like she went down to Fred and Laura's house. Laura and Fred took Summer, And Candace was sitting down there, maybe, you know, talking to Donald, maybe texting. I don't know what the hell she was doing. Maybe she was down there, you know, just trying to pull her shit together of everything that had, you know, corresponded that day and had went down. I don't know what she was doing, lingering around at Fred's. But here comes Chad in there, and he catches her before she's able to get back, you know, before she's able to get back to Ben Hill Road, to 110, right? Before she could get back down by her house. And I think that, you know, when she got busted by Chad, she didn't know what to say. So she just was like, you know, Summer's missing. Have you seen my daughter? Because this is the plan she's going to do anyway, right? This is what she planned on doing anyway later. Not right then, but later. This, you know, this is their plan that day, that Summer's going to be missing, that, you know, she's going to be supposedly abducted or whatever. And so she goes ahead and puts it on Chad because she don't know what else to do or what else to say. And then, you know, Chad's like, you know, I ain't seen her, but I'll look, you know, I'll keep an eye out for, you know, if I see her. And then, you know, Candace is all shook up, and she doesn't even go up on 110 Ben Hill Road. When they leave Fred's and go back down towards Candace's place, Candace doesn't turn and go back up on the hill. She follows Chad right on out onto Beach Creek. Right on out onto Beach Creek Road. And right behind him. She's right behind him. Follows him right out of there. And that's how law enforcement knows that Candace was was off the hill a second time after she arrived home, because someone down that way had a trail cam. One of the neighbors had a trail cam as you come out of Beach Creek. And she was busted on it. Now, if she'd have went back up onto 110, she probably wouldn't have been caught by that trail cam going out onto Beach Creek, right behind Chad Arnold, right? So she followed him out. And that's pretty much what got her busted, coming out the second time. Then she came back into Ben Hill Road. She came back into Ben Hill Road, went back up on the hill, and came back off around 6:30, talking to Donald, a little after 6:30, probably about 6:35, because it was right after she got done talking to 911 on Grandis's phone. She got in the vehicle, and she went down onto Ben Hill Road again. This is a third time she's on Ben Hill Road that day, after this video was taken. Now she's back down on Ben Hill Road again, and that's when she meets up with Jody Sue. And acts like Summer's missing. So she already acted like Summer's missing with Chad down at Fred's house like a freaking hour and a half before that. And now she's acting like this with Jody Sue an hour and a half later, like Summer just disappeared again. Right? And that's why they can't clear themselves with law enforcement, because law enforcement wants to know, how is your daughter going to be missing 2 different times, an hour and a half apart, by 2 different people? We got one witness saying that you were telling them that she's missing, somewhere around between 3:30 and 4:30. And then we got another witness saying you come off the hill around freaking 6:35 saying your daughter's missing again. How, make that make sense? And what the hell was you talking to Don Wells about? You called Don Wells at 6:08. And you don't call law enforcement, you nor Don, until after 6:28. So what was you talking about for 20 fucking minutes? If you got a missing child, what the hell was you talking about for 20 minutes before calling law enforcement? Right? And that's what law enforcement wants to know. Oh, I'm going to tell you something is really, really freaking weird about Fred. Listen to some of what Fred says. Listen to what some of Fred says.
Before the same day summer went missing.
Was it?
I didn't see nothing in down the holler down there during the times that they allowed she went missing.
You don't know what?
I can't. 3 days before she went missing, there's a white ET car set straight across from that building on the highway down there, where you go around Simpson Loop, right there, right on the corner. They set crossways right against that bank right there. 3 days before she went missing, and every time I go to the end of the road right here and turn up the highway, I could see them there. I never did go down there to see who it was or nothing, but they'd be like 2 or 3 people standing out every time I go out of the hall or anything. Every time I look down through her, there's that white ET yard. And it was just 3 days before she went missing, every day up to that day. That's what didn't make sense to me. But there's a girl in here that day too that I seen her come in. See, I did like Andy and them. He was in here
Earlier that day.
because I had to move and let him by because I had pulled the blue car and had my mom's over in the road, and I had the truck parked in the road, edge of the road with the door open, and I had to go move the truck to let him by.
Let Andy by?
Yeah, because it didn't make sense. There's the truck come in. I was down here working on some junk and stuff, loading and stuff, and the truck went in, and I was trying to wait on him to come back out. I pulled out of the road. Well, he kept staying way back. Just said, now it kind of makes sense, but then it didn't. I just thought they were just waiting on me or something to do what I do, just being kind. So I finally I backed all the way down here to this wide spot and turned around. That's when I went on down Marks and started working on the cars and stuff down there. But I cannot think what kind of truck it was or nothing. I just remember it was a dark colored truck. So I can't remember.
Now, I can't remember what kind of truck it was. It was, an unmarked truck that came in, and it was just sitting around waiting for Andy to show up. But he can't. This is a guy that hauls all kinds of different vehicles, right? This is what he does, is haul all kinds of different. But he don't know what kind of truck that was. Bullshit. I'm going to tell you one thing about men, especially men that haul vehicles, tow truck drivers, whatever, mechanics. They know cars, right? They know. They're like, you say, oh, what is that? They tell you in a New York second, right? They absolutely know everything. No. Absolutely not, Fred. If there's a truck in there, honey, you would have knew exactly what kind of truck that baby was, because you are like one of those hyper-vigilant people who, notice everything, because we know what you was doing on your property. Right? You had a guy come in there and just sit down on the road with this little girl in the car, and you was out there attacking this dude. Matter of fact, the law let you loose with what you did to that man. But point being is, if anybody's around your property, you dang well know it. Right? Because what was you in jail for? You was in jail because you had a mother freaking lab on your own property. You had a freaking lab. So you know everything that's around your property. You're out there swarming it. You would have known. You would have knew what kind of truck it was, what kind of white car it was. No. I'm going to tell you, something's really fucking wrong with this story. Fred really didn't think this out, to be honest with you. If you're going to make up some lies on somebody, at least you should make it believable. Right?
That's what bothers me so bad. I remember everything about that day, but that right there.
And they were past your driveway over here a little bit?
Yeah, they's on past that where mortar pile is and facing back out this. And they went up there and turned and come back down to that side. And then I got thinking about it because I went back down here and turned, and then I went down there and started working on their cars. And I didn't even think at the time about that vehicle hadn't even come out yet. And then Andy comes in that little car that they was driving, and one of Jody Sue was still driving there.
Are you talking about that silver car? Because I was going to ask you about that silver car. They had a little silver, because that's on my list of questions.
See, that's what Andy was in that day.
The day that Summer went missing.
And then it was like Andy came in when I let Andy buy that. Well, this is what happened. When it's crazy. That truck come in, and then I was down there working. I had cars partly in the road, trailer and everything, and then
At the end of your drive here?
Yeah, in my driveway right here. A lot of times, get all that mess kind of straightened up, and I was running short time, so I was sitting there with it, because I didn't have time to get it unloaded and get to where I need to sell it in time. So I just forgot it, just kind of got it out of the way. Well, I started out of or back down here. The turn, when I do, there's a girl comes in a car, and this truck's still in here at the time. And I can't remember what tag.
And this is
It was out-of-state tag. I can't think what tag it was.
It was an out-of-state tag, you guys. You know, it's a truck. He notices that it's got out-of-state tags, but he doesn't know what kind of vehicle it is, because every vehicle has an emblem on it, right? Every vehicle tells you what kind of vehicle it is, right? This is supposed to be a nice truck, right? Out-of-state tags. I'm sure that the make of the truck was somewhere on it. And if he's going to notice the license plate number, I'm sure he's going to notice the tag of what type of truck it was, right? Because he's really checking this damn thing out. He's checking it out, bumper to bumper. Come on. But he don't know what kind it is. And he sees a white car. And Andy's in a little bitty tiny gray vehicle, right? He's all crunched in there.
Was on it. But it was odd because I never seen that car no more. I seen it come in, and I never did see it go back out, and never seen it no more.
Is this when you were on the way to your mom's up here down to at 167 or 155?
Here at first, and then I went
To your mom.
and turned and went on down home. In that steep curve right here, where there's a turn right.
Yeah, and then
That's where I met that girl in that car. He's a young.
Now he says that he didn't see the car come in. He didn't see the car go out. Right? I thought he said that. I know for a fact that he said that Andy came in. There was a truck there. There was a car there. Andy came in. Andy went down this one way. Remember, he was driving. Put a 1 in the chat if you remember Fred driving and showing where the cameras was. And then he said that Andy and the truck and the car all stopped and correspond together. And then they turned around and followed each other back out of there. Put a 1 in the chat if you remember Fred saying all this stuff on that video where he was driving. And now he's saying that, he didn't see it go out. He didn't see it come in. What the fuck? Why is he changing his story up like this? I'm going to tell you why. Because, see, the truth is always the truth. But a lie you can't keep straight. What I'm saying is, that's why we know he's lying. We know he's lying because he keeps telling, he can't keep the story straight. He's all over the fucking place with this, right? One day Andy and this truck and this car is all, meeting up and having a powwow and then turning around and following each other the hell out of there, one after the other. And then Yeah, where is it? Where's all the cams at? Someone has got to have proof, right? Where's all the proof? Where's the proof, Fred? There is none. You're lying. You're absolutely. I'm going to tell you something. If there was a camera, any cameras, had Andy coming in there, meeting up with a truck and meeting up with a white vehicle, another white car, and then they all, driving around and following each other back out of Ben Hill Road, Andy's ass would have already been fully pulled in, questioned, and asked to take lie detectors test. Law enforcement would have been all over Andy. Trust and believe that, right? No, that didn't happen. That didn't happen. But why does Fred, I think my personal opinion, I think it's a distraction. I think Fred's saying all this stuff about Andy and these different vehicles and Donald being there. I think he's saying all these things for the same reason Don Wells wanted to talk about religion and Donald wanted to talk about his sisters up in Utah once he found out he wasn't going to go to prison for it. And why Don Wells wanted to talk about, all of these different people, throwing them under the bus, is to keep the focus off of his own ass. And why does Don Wells want to keep the focus off their own asses? Because in my opinion, they're guilty as hell. And it sounds like Fred is doing the same thing. It sounds like Fred is wanting, to put all this attention somewhere else to keep the attention off of him. So it's a very good possibility. I mean, I don't know. It's just, in my opinion, it's a very good possibility. And that's, that Candace did go down there and hand Summer off to Fred and Laura. It's a very good possibility. The way Fred's acting, it's a very good possibility. What I'm saying is they didn't give Andy no lie detectors test over none of this stuff, but they gave Fred one, right? They gave Fred a lie detectors test over Summer and Cotton, over Cotton, Simpson, and Summer. Fred got a lie detectors test. Andy didn't. So, and Don Wells got one. And so did Candace and Grandis. Right? And I believe they might have asked, I believe they might have asked Allison to let Hunter take one, and she said no. I think Allison declined a lie detectors test for Hunter. She said they offered that they offered a lie detectors test, and law enforcement said no. I think law enforcement asked after because they kept Hunter's phone. And I think they may have asked for one, and Allison declined it and said no. That's what I think. I think that if they gave Fred a lie detectors test and they gave Candace and Grandis and Donald and they asked about Hunter one, then these are the people they feel are involved, because they don't ask anyone except the people they feel are involved. Right? So there you go. There you go. And if you take note, after Summer came up missing, law enforcement was all over Don Wells, right? They got him in jail. They got Fred in jail. They got Laura in jail, right? Candace went and hid that ass, and Grandma went to another state to keep away from law enforcement, possibly putting them away too. So, I don't know, but I'm bringing you the truth, right? I'm bringing you guys the truth. Ziggy tried to call PG a liar. She tried to call me a liar, and I'm not a liar. I just gave you guys the receipts. I just showed you that what I said was true. It came, I let you hear it right out of the damn horse's mouth, right out of Fred and his old lady's, or ex-old lady now, right? Because Ziggy went down there and picked it up. But, you know, point being is, I just showed you. I just showed you guys, you know, that Fred and Laura both said they were hauling cars that day. Fred and Laura both, right, said that Chad Arnold came in and caught Candace at their house. So Candace was there before Chad Arnold got there. So Chad don't know if Summer was handed off to Laura and Fred. Chad don't know this. He doesn't know what happened to Summer. He just knows that Summer wasn't in the car and it was way too early for her to be missing. Because she wasn't supposed to be missing till 6 o'clock, and this is like, you know, between 3:30 and 4:30. Fred and Laura done hauled ass. Candace got busted down there by Chad. You know, they didn't expect that to happen, but it did. And then, you know, and now Fred wants to put Chad there before Candace. Why? Why? I mean, if you got nothing to hide, man, why the hell do you care? Why do you care if Candace showed up first or last? If I had nothing to hide, I wouldn't care who shows up first, who showed up last. I say, look, I was gone. I don't know what the hell, you know, I don't know what the hell how the hell it corresponded. You know? Supposedly she was at my place saying this kid's gone, like, you know, an hour and a half to 2 hours before it's supposed to even disappeared. Somebody came in and caught her down there. And she's hollering, the kid's already gone. I don't know what's going on. Right? I don't have no idea. And he's even trying to set the time frame differently, right? Trying to set the time frame differently.
Real young, that girl. Looked like she probably maybe 18 or 19, what I would see with, you know. And it is odd that I can't.
Do you know what color hair or anything? Or probably not.
Sandy blonde, kind of dirty blonde, like, you know. Come in, and that truck's up here. Well, I went down there. Mom's and Dad's there, Ball Hill.
And that trailer that's up on the hill, right? Your mom's? Yeah. Like,
I had an old station wagon there at Ball Hill. Well, I had pulled it out of the brush and stuff there. I actually had a trailer behind me then trying to get it. Go ahead, you get it loaded so I can take it the next morning. Well, I wasn't thinking at the time about the other vehicle still ain't come out. Well, Andy comes in then. And
while you're at your mom?
yeah.
So you can
while
see
I'm
her.
still down there working at the road. See, that's all three of them in here then.
So why would Andy come back this way? Why would Andy come back this way?
That truck followed Andy back up. It's like Andy come in and got that truck. Like I took it like, as I look back at it now, it's like that truck was looking for Andy's place or something, and they went up there and turned, and Andy come in to
be like, hey, it's back there.
Yeah, that's the way I took it, you know, because they followed him right back out. But it bothers me that my mind's blank about that truck. I know it's a dark colored truck, but I can't tell you. I can't
Did
say whether it's Chevrolet, Ford, or whatnot. That's what showed me crazy.
the law enforcement ask you about that too? Did the law enforcement ask you about that truck, or did you?
I told them everything. I mean,
Have they? Yeah, I mean, I'm sure you have.
It's just like Andy said he's at work stuff. Well, Ricky wasn't at the time. You know, he was in here. I mean, he's on camera. The law knows he was in here.
The law.
He's on camera. Bullshit. Andy called Pruitt and then played the video out of him talking to Pruitt. And Pruitt's like, I don't even know you, man. I haven't even heard of you. Which I know that's not true. But you know, also Pruitt's no longer on Summer's case for some reason as well, right? Yeah.
You guys know that he was in here?
Yeah, he was on camera.
Huh.
The TBI. So.
They told you that? The TBI told you
Yeah,
that?
I know. So, but they,
You know,
just like when the phone people come up,
uh-huh.
they act like I'm just one of them. I mean, they just don't try to disclose nothing. I mean, the cop that was there, he was the first one on scene.
TBI just acts like Fred's one of them. Bullshit. Bullshit. Dude, they put you in prison. What are you talking about?
Mm-hmm.
But as far as just standing down there, listening, trying to figure out what's being said and stuff. So someone went missing, they stood down there at Palm Hill for 3 solid days. Days and nights. Their kids brought them food, sat down there to them.
What were they doing? Sitting chairs or something?
Yeah.
Right at
Sitting around and standing there and sitting in, they had their car parked down there.
Did you hear him? Did you hear him? He said, did you hear what he said? He said that Andy and Jody Sue have front row seats down there by, you know, across the street from Ben Hill Road, watching everything, seeing everything, staying close in contact with everything. Right? she said, what are you talking about, Dad? Cheers? And he's like, yeah.
There and trying to listen, talk to everybody that was around right there and stuff. I mean, it just made me feel like they trying to cover something up or something. I mean,
You know,
just like a wood pile right there. They squirrel.
Jody Sue, why are you so angry about someone wanting to find answers for a child? You know, that is a question. That is a question. I have no idea why Jody Sue she's been angry from day one, right? From day one about Summer being found. I don't understand it. I don't understand it. I know that Jody Sue, Andy Grandis took off of that hill. Like, I don't know who beat who out of the holler faster, Andy or Grandis. But I know both of them was packing up their bags and getting the hell out of there, like, simultaneously, right? They were both like, I'm out. I'm gone. And Grandis came off one hill, you know, with smoke going up behind her, and Andy seemed like came off the other one. And, you know, they was like gone. And then Jody Sue somehow, you know, Andy wasn't even there because he done, you know, hauled ass and went and lived with this new lady who he married, right? His wife. And that's now his wife. Wasn't his wife then, but now his wife now. And Jody Sue's like going and getting restraining orders against a guy that ain't even home, right? He's not even on Ben Hill Road. He's done lickety split. You know, he ain't even around to bother her, but she gets the restraining orders. And the reason she did it was because she told, you know, there was a couple creators. I know that, oh, hell, you know, I think it was Scott. That Scott guy. And I know for a fact that it was, oh, hell, who is that other chick? The one that was all over Benny there for a while. You know, I that's what I'm talking about. I care so much about these other creators. You know, I don't even remember their fucking names. But Tiffany, that's her name. It was Tiffany and Scott. And Scott, you know, wanted to see proof. He needed to see proof that you know, Jody Sue's abused or whatever. That's what the restraining order was for, so that they could get her a GoFundMe up, and, you know, and get her off of Ben Hill Road. And that's why Andy got the restraining orders and stuff against him, was because, not because he was doing anything, because he wasn't there to do anything. He got the restraining orders so that these YouTubers could see it feel sorry for Jody Sue. Pity party, give all kinds of money, which they did, to move her off of, Ben Hill Road into that trailer. And actually, they moved her into one. She didn't like it and moved into another one. I believe she moved like twice. And then she wanted them to move a whole fucking, she tried to say a cabin off the hill, and they was showing this really nice cabin, and then we saw the cabin, and oh my God, I mean, it was doing a good job falling apart itself, but if you was to pick it up, it would really be gone. And I don't even know about that, but they was, getting a bunch of money up for that too, right? For that too. So Jody Sue, maybe why she's so angry about people finding a kid is because, it'll stop her money flow. I don't know. Maybe that's it. I mean, she's made a lot of money off of Summer's case. A lot of fucking money, right? Just saying. I don't care if she's in here or not. The truth is the truth. And I call the truth. I don't care. But, yeah, she's been pretty fucking angry. And, she also, called Summer a brat. And, a fucking brat needing a towel. The kid comes running in his birthday suit, hollering and screaming, wanting, mommy to take it. Well, of course, a 5-year-old kid, mommy should have been there taking care of her. What I'm saying is that kid shouldn't have been in a birthday suit running nowhere, at all. If mommy wasn't, bathing and drying and dressing the child, then the child should have been running around with clothes on, not in a birthday suit, needing a towel. She's 5 years old. She's 5 years old. But Jody Sue acts like this shit's normal, knows. And then she says, I look through the door and I see, that the child had been bathing with Donald. Well, did she report that? Did she call 911? She called Child Protective Services? No. She doesn't call nobody. She doesn't help Summer. She didn't help Summer at all. She had full knowledge that Don Wells is over there doing some creepy stuff with these kids. And does nothing. Doesn't do a thing to help them. I don't know why. And she also, she also made other statements about children, right? She plainly let everybody out here know that she don't like any kids except her own. But her own, right? She said some awful violent things about children, and said that she even said that she would do something very violent to her own child if it was special needs, right? If it had something wrong with it. So I don't know. I mean, Jody Sue just an evil human being. She's just an evil human being. What more can I say? I ain't never met someone so violent towards children like that. I mean, I've met some violent people in my life. I mean, I have met a lot of people who are just as capable of hurting, children as they are anyone else in the world. Yes, I've met a lot of weird people, but I ain't never met one, as violent as that. I mean, I haven't ever met one that says, hey, I'll do my own if something's wrong with it. That's crazy. That is not true. That is not true, Jody Sue, because there was a big scandal out here. Put a one in the chat if you guys remember the big scandal about when they was taking up the billboard money, and then Scott put Jody Sue on he had a GoFundMe for Jody Sue, and everybody got pissed off because that wasn't supposed to be doing it like that. That it was supposed to all go towards the billboards. please. And if you remember, put a 1 in the chat also. Actually, put a 2 in the chat if you remember Tiffany Marie putting up Jody Sue's Cash App and all kinds of other channels putting up her Cash App for her to get monies. Jody Sue, girl, you banked off of this baby. You banked off this baby big time, and you even opened your own channel, and you're still freaking banking. Come on. Who the hell are you kidding? You ain't even giving YouTube their share. You got a big old Cash App where it all goes right into your pocket. Come on. Who the hell are you kidding? Man, girl, you should know better than to lie. I think evil people should know better than to lie more than anyone else. You know what the hell, you know how that lying shit works in the woo-woo world. Come on. Now, you wouldn't want somebody tapping, doing the old tap, would you? You know how that shit works. Yeah. You better be careful about how you lie. If I was into some of that woo-woo shit, you'd be in a lot of trouble, girlfriend. You shouldn't be motherfucking lying like that. I think, or else you ain't as evil as you say. Or you know better than to be lying. You are still the only person I have ever seen who admitted to helping Dawn and Candace cover up. Cover up what, Jody Sue? What did I help them cover up? Tell me. Because I didn't help them cover up nothing. I wasn't the one who said I heard a scream and then called Candace up and said, where in the hell's my money? I'm not the one who got the scream off a motherfucking hour too soon, right? I wasn't a dumbass that freaking got the scream off a fucking hour too soon when it needed to be an hour later, right? You ain't too smart either. You ain't very smart. And I heard your conversation over the telephone. That's what you're pissed off about. Because I heard your ass in the background screaming and hollering for your share of the fucking gift cards and the money and shit, right? I wasn't calling up getting my share of anything, right? You were, Jody Sue. You want to talk about that tonight? I helped Dawn and Candace. Yes, I did. I helped them all right. I helped them by trying to, I thought these were two righteous, religious people. I thought they were two, I heard they was going to church. My gut told me they was guilty as fucking hell. And I should have listened to it. But I listened to my head and said, well, I see them going to church and they don't seem like bad people and they got church people supporting them. Maybe my gut ain't right. I really wanted one child where the parents didn't do it. Just one, Lord. Just one where the parents didn't do nothing. And yeah, I tried to help them. I thought that they was two parents that just didn't know how to talk about their child. So yeah, I tried to help Donald by, telling him how he should talk about Summer, Tell me some things about her, But he couldn't really talk about his daughter. And I thought, I didn't think it was out of guilt or out of, pure fucking neglect where he didn't know his child. I thought he was just, didn't know how. He's a man, don't know how to, express himself. I thought maybe, Candace just, didn't know how to express herself as well. She didn't seem like the brightest bulb in the shed now, did she? Or the sharpest tool. So yeah, I helped him. I tried to help him as in, how they could talk about their child because a lot of people were wanting to know and hear about Summer. So I tried to help in that area, but I sure in the hell wasn't making no screams up. I wasn't asking for no monies. I tried to help them with, hey, go to the freaking fair and hand out flyers, put them on cars, stand in front of the place, go inside, look for your daughter, ask people if they've seen her, do all you can to find her. Oh yeah, Jody Sue, I was helping her, but no, they didn't want the flyers. And I was even offering to get them printed. They didn't want the billboards. They didn't want the reward fund. They didn't want none of this. What they wanted was the same thing you were after. Money. What they wanted was all of those gift cards, all of that Cash App, all of the fucking money. And nobody wanted to talk about Summer. Nobody wanted to bring up Summer because that Summer's the one thing could get everybody put in prison, right? So you wanted to talk about what? You want to talk about religion. You want to talk about the sisters up in Utah. You want to talk about everybody else. Anything and everything but Summer. Nobody wanted to talk about Summer. And Jody Sue, you didn't either. You didn't want to talk about Summer. You just wanted to go fucking channel hopping and cause as much havoc, hell, and tell as many fucking lies as you could as well. And then one day you're talking about how good Candace is and how heartbroken she, and then you're like, you know, she wasn't even shedding a tear. She acted like she didn't even care. You thought she had all to do with it. Come on. I mean, as soon as they, you know, Candace told you what you could do with wanting your half of that money. After I told Candace, well, how much of your money are you giving her, Jody Sue? She said none. I said, what the hell you giving Jody Sue any of yours for? And that cut off your money, didn't it? That cut off your fucking, what you were seeking and after. That cut off, you know, you didn't even get the timeline right. And Don tells me, you know, he used it on one of the lives. What you're pissed about, Jody Sue, is Don Wells used the scream on a live, and I called him up and I said, hey, I seen you on that live and you used the scream. There's no way, Donald, that had anything to do with Summer, because Summer wouldn't have been missing. But yes, she would, sissy. Yes, she would, sissy. I said, no, Donald, she wouldn't. She'd have been planting flowers and getting a piece of candy and washing her hands before she's ever put back into the house. She's supposed to come up missing about 6 o'clock, not damn 4:30, 4:47. That scream is way off. Oh. No, sissy, no, sissy. I said, Donald, listen. If you ain't going to listen, I'm just going to hang up on you. It isn't working. The scream is not working at the time frame they're saying. Think about it. Oh, you're right. Then next thing I know, Candace is calling your ass. And she's wanting you to change the time of the scream. And you told her no, that they didn't believe you the first time. You wasn't changing it. But you still wanted your money. You still wanted your half of the gift cards. And and I heard you on the fucking phone saying it. How about that, Jody Sue? You piece of shit. Don't you fucking say nothing about me. I'm going to tell you, yeah, I was willing to help the Wells. I was willing to help them find their daughter. I was willing to help them do anything that needed to be done to find Summer. You bet your fucking ass I was. And you can kiss my ass. There you go. How about that, Miss Jody Sue? What you got to say now? Won't you bring that ass up here? You want to bring that ass up here on panel? You got something to say to PG? You ain't got shit to say to me. What the hell was you lying for? She didn't get no, I didn't boot her. I don't know if one of my mods booted her ass. Where the hell is the bitch? Bring that ass back because you fucking lied on Andy. You got that restraining order against a man that didn't do a damn thing to you up there on that hill because he wasn't there to do anything. You got that restraining order so you could put some cash in your fucking pocket and a hell of a lot of it off the back of little Summer. You nasty ass piece of shit. Get the fuck out of here. And that's the truth about Jody Sue right there. You guys want to know about Jody Sue? That's Jody Sue. Don't come in here saying shit about me, because I'll tell you what, bitch, I ain't got nothing to hide. You bet your ass I tried to help the Wells find little Summer. I'd help any parent try to find their child. Absolutely I would. But I ain't going to make up no damn screams for them. I ain't going to sit around lie. I'm not going to sit around and tell some freaking woman that possibly done something to her child to give me half the money, and I'll help her out by saying I heard shit I didn't. Hey, you bet your ass that's the truth, and I'm sticking to it. I know the truth. I was there. I was there. Trust me. I was right there when Jody Sue was talking about her share of some money. I heard that shit with my own ears. With my own freaking ears, I heard it. I knew exactly who it was. I told Candace who it was. I was like, that's Jody Sue, ain't it? As soon as I heard her, I knew it. Candace like, yep. No, bitch, I ain't a liar. You're the liar. You're the fucking liar, Jody Sue. You was talking to Candace. You wasn't talking. You was arguing with her about the money. You was wanting your share of the money, the gift cards and the money. I heard your ass. I asked Candace what the hell you was talking about. Wanting that money and gift cards. And actually, that is originally how I found out about all the gift cards and the money that was coming in. Was because of Jody Sue's argument with Candace. And then later Donald told me that he wasn't wanting that. Actually, he didn't want to do all of this shit. He didn't want to be, he wanted to, not even be out here. He wanted to like shut Summer's whole case down. Like him and Candace just not even be out here and with Summer's case in no spotlight at all. And I said, well, why are you? And he said, he's like, sissy, Candace is getting them gift cards and stuff. And I said, oh, so that's it. That's how all of that worked out. But I found out about them because of the argument between Candace and Jody Sue on the phone. I was on Donald's phone and Candace was on her phone with Jody Sue, and she was on speaker, and I could hear everything, their whole argument, because Donald was in the house close, to where Candace was, and all of the shit going on in the background with Jody Sue and Candace, and I heard it all. So that's how that one went. And I heard the detectives talking to Donald. I heard a lot. I heard a whole lot. Donald used to keep me on speakerphone in his pocket while he talked to all of these people. And I could overhear everything that was going on. So I learned a lot. And they wanted Candace to tell them the timeline, not in the morning, but they wanted her to tell them the timeline from 3:30 to 6:30. And they kept coming back. 3:30 to 6:30. 3:30 to 6:30. And the only thing she could give them was, they put away groceries. She said they got home, they put away these groceries, they got something to eat. The kids were playing. She went out to see her mother, got Summer, came out, planted some flowers and everything. Washed her hands, got a piece of candy, walked Summer back. They said, no, there's too much time. There's too much time because you had 3:30 to 4:30, 4:30, 5:30, 5:30, 6:30. There was 3 hours, and you're giving us like maybe an hour's worth of stuff. That's when she made up that she did some laundry and some clothing. She was washing and drying some clothes and to try to suck up some of the time. And they're like, well, you was doing that. Well, the groceries was putting away, the food was being put away, you were washing and drying some clothes. She said yes. And they was like, well, see, that's tying into the hour, maybe an hour and a half worth of stuff. Even planting the flowers, a couple of little plants in a pot like that, washing your hands off, getting some candy and going back. That's maybe 30 to 45 minutes. And, there's not enough time. There's not enough time here. You got, what else was there? And Candace, didn't want to talk to him. And they told Dawn, why don't you sit down with her, write it down, and then we'll come back and just pick up the notepad, come by and just pick up the notepad with the time frame. And when they come back, Candace would go berserk, or a lot of days she would go and to work with Donald to hide from him. She started going to Don's work because she was afraid of law enforcement coming to the house questioning her about the timeline that she couldn't answer. And then she'd have to call Don to get him there, right? To tell him to come home. And it just wasn't working out. So she started having to go to the job site with him in order to stay away from law enforcement questioning her about that timeline. And that went on for a long time too. So, that's a lot of things you guys don't know, about this particular case. Candace is not going to stop. I'm going to tell you, Don and Candace was out here for what you guys could give them. Jody Sue is out here for what you guys can give her. That's what they're here for. That's what they're out here for, is what you guys can give them, as in money, gift cards, wish list, right? Fill my wish list, fill my pockets with money, fill my, it was a cash flow. It was a cash flow, and that's why they were out there. They didn't come out here for Summer. They don't want to talk about Summer. They don't want to tell you nothing about Summer and June the 15th, 2021 from 3:30 to 6:30. They don't want to tell you anything, right? They don't want to tell you a damn thing. What they wanted, what they want is to bullshit you around, with all of this stuff that don't even matter. Like, up in Utah and the sisters, they want to talk about religion and some lady from a freaking church and, read these books. They want to, they just want to bullshit people. They want to throw everybody under the bus to keep the focus off of them, right? It's just a bunch of bullshit to take all these people to the cleaners. And, that's why I popped up on Ziggy's. I popped up on Ziggy's channel to try to shut down the racketeer that these motherfuckers had going, right? I tried to shut it down. I tried to say, don't support these motherfuckers. Don't be giving them nothing. That's what they're out here for. They don't want to talk about the one thing that can get them put in jail. They want to talk about everything else because they know it won't put them in jail. But they're not going to talk about Summer. They're just going to bullshit you in every direction they can to keep the money flow coming in. And it needs to stop. The support needs to stop. These are number one fucking suspects. I even told on Ziggy's panel about Jody Sue and her phone call. I even confronted her about that phone call. And, nobody listened. Nobody listened. I remember one time, if you even talked about Jody Sue, you got fucking more hate on your back than you've ever got on your back in your life, right? I mean, you couldn't even talk about Jody. It's like, don't talk about Jody Sue. We're going to all hate on you if you talk about Jody Sue. Because of Tiffany Marie, right? A freaking nasty that was showing her freaking business to Benny Keys. And to the point it drove him nuts. He's like, he ain't ever seen something that looked so horrible in his life. It gave him mental problems, right? Dude still ain't fucking got over it. Come on. I mean, who the fuck was Tiffany Marie? She's a freaking butt fucking nasty, right? A fucking nobody. And people were worshiping her up like she was some kind of fucking, some kind of Queen of Sheba. And she wasn't nothing but an old fucking has-been nasty butt, lazy ass piece of shit taking people to the cleaners as well. It was disgusting. That shit was disgusting to watch. When I came out here to this place, I was like, oh my gosh. I watched these people sit up on their panels and act like the chat was a bunch of peasants. Oh, if you don't think like we do, we're going to block you. We're going to time you out. We're going to treat you like shit. And they had to chat like they were leading their chats like herds of freaking cattle. They had freaking mods and stuff in there, jumping all over someone that wanted to use their own brain and think the way they wanted to think instead of the way, this herd of cattle were thinking. And they all got attacked. It was horrible. It was absolutely horrible. It's like the chat didn't realize that they make the channel. I'm going to tell you, these creators don't make the channel. The person said, I'm a fucking nobody up here on this panel right now. PG is a nobody. This channel, if it wasn't for all of you in this chat, there wouldn't be no channel here. Summer's channel wouldn't exist without you. You guys, I'm going to tell you, you make or break a channel. When you walk away from a channel, that channel's done. It's had. It's just the way it is. You hold all the power. The person up on that panel don't hold no power. You guys hold all the power. but the people on that panel was treating you horrible. They were really being ugly. And I'm going to tell you something. That made me sick. When we started Summer's channel over here, I said, this is America. You think how you want to think. You say what you want to say. And you know what? We're going to agree to disagree. And at the end of the night, we're going to hug it out. And we'll be back tomorrow to disagree some more. And hug it out again. Because you know what? I don't want you thinking the way I think. I want you, God gave you your own life just like he gave me mine. And I don't want nobody telling me how to live my life or how to think. And I ain't going to be telling you how to live yours or how for you to think as well. I love who you are and the way you think. God don't make no mistakes, baby. He made you to be you. And I love who you are. I don't want you to be PG. I want you to be you. Because that's who I like. That's who I care about. But these other creators, man, they don't want you being you. They want you to think like them. They want to control you. I'm going to tell you something. How to the know. How to the know. We got controlled enough in our childhood. Fuck someone controlling us ever again, right? Once we became adults, we control ourselves. God gave us this life to live, and we're going to live it. We ain't going to be ran like a bunch of fucking herd of cattle in one direction or the other just to please and appease some fucking piece of shit up on a panel who is a fucking nobody. The hell with that. I'm going to tell you, the only one I'm going to be following is God Almighty. The only road I want to be on is the one to heaven, baby. And I ain't following anybody else. God made me to think for myself, and that's what I'm going to do. I ain't thinking like someone else because they might not be thinking right. Right? You ain't leading me to fucking hell. Hell no, I'm not a big herd of cattle. I don't follow that shit. And I don't expect anyone else to be doing it either. And I'm going to tell you something. I know who makes this channel. I know who holds the power over here that allows this channel to be what it is. And it ain't PG. It ain't PG. First and above all is God, the one that put this channel together for Summer Moon Utah Wells. That's who I give all glory to. It's God Almighty for putting this channel together. But I'm going to tell you what, I know it's the chat that makes this channel, not PG. And that's what them other creators better fucking start learning, right? I'm going to tell you, I didn't come here. I didn't come here to please and appease. I didn't come here to blow smoke up nobody's backside. I didn't come here to, take a bunch of people to the cleaners. I came here because there's a missing 5-year-old little girl who had some fucked up parents telling a bunch of fucking lies and trying to deter everybody away from this little girl's case. They act like Summer didn't exist. They were, support us, support me, says Donnie. Support me, says Candace. Support me, says Grandis. When they should have been asking people to support their daughter because she's the real victim and the one missing, not them. But they didn't want to talk about her. They didn't want to talk about her. And I'm going to tell you, it took this channel here a long time. It took us a long time to get Summer back into the spotlight. It took us a long time to get that baby out of the dark and get her in the spotlight again, the way she needed to be when this case first came about. And that's why her case was so fucked up and so messed up and so not solved. It's because people were putting her in the background. They was talking about everything except Summer. And Summer needed to be talked about. Summer needed to be in the spotlight. Her case needed to be pushed harder to be solved at the beginning. And it wasn't getting that. It wasn't getting that. Because everybody wanted to kiss the whales' asses instead of push for the truth of what happened to Summer Moon Utah whales. And that's why this channel came about. This channel came about because we had to open a channel that put Summer first. We had to open a channel that would push for the truth, that wasn't willing to kiss the whales' fucking asses, but actually push to get the answers to find Summer. And we've done a hell of a job at it. We've done one hell of a job at it. We've ruffled every feather there is out here to be ruffled. And then some. And you know what? I don't give a shit. I'll ruffle them all again to get the answers for this little girl and what happened to her. And I'm going to tell you something. This channel's the only channel that tells 100% the fucking truth and how it is. Nobody's bullshitting over here. Nobody's, I hear other channels say, hey, this is for entertainment purposes only. Really? I'm going to tell you something. Comedy show is entertainment. Magic shows are entertainment. Doing tricks is entertainment. Singing and dancing is entertainment. But little missing children that need to be found, baby, that is not entertainment to me. And I'm not going to entertain a bunch of lies and BS out here because it's called entertainment. I think that's wrong. I think that's wrong, and I think that is not right to the children who are missing. It's not right. I don't care what anybody says. No, it's exactly right, Beth Ann. It's not entertainment. It's not this is not, entertaining to me. This right here, when you open a channel to support missing children and to try to find the truth, to bring them home and to get justice for them, that's not entertainment. That's a job. That's a job, you guys. And it's a job that you're willing to do because you love these children. You care about these children, and you truly want them found and brought home and justice served on their behalf. There's not nothing entertaining about it. Just saying. And I'm going to tell you, it's all the damn lies. It's all the damn lies and the bullshit that keeps these kids from being found. The only thing that will bring them home is the truth. The only thing that's going to get justice is the truth. And if you can't tell the truth for them, if you're not willing to put in the man hours and the research and everything to bring the truth to the table, then why in the hell are you even covering the child at all? If you're not going to work to find everything and tell it properly, why do you have a channel at all? Because you want money. You don't care about the child. You just care about your damn bank account. And that means, to me, that means you're a heartless piece of shit. You call yourself a creator. I call you a heartless piece of trash. Anybody that'll grab a kid and try to up their bank account on that child's back and not truly care about the child, the truth being told, and the child being found and justice being served, you're a piece of garbage. I don't care. I'm going to tell you, I'm not here for money. I haven't ever been here for money. I don't need the fucking money. What I need is Summer found, brought home, and justice served on her behalf. That's what I need. And that's what everybody in this chat needs. We need closure. Her brothers need closure. She needs to be found. Her last words was, help me. Please. Please, mommy, mom, help me. And she seen that her worthless mother wasn't going to help her at all. No mommy's going to help her. And then she starts crying and she starts screaming, anybody, somebody, please. Can somebody, anyone help me, please? Please. And no one still helped her. And I'll be damned if I fell a child. That was the last thing I heard, was that baby pleading for help. Well, we're here now, and we're going to help her all we can. Other people can do their entertainment. I wonder what they're going to be entertaining in hell. What are they going to be entertaining in hell? Because I'm sure there's a special place in hell for people who try to grab a child and make money off of his back. Really not caring if it's found or not. Just pretending to give a shit. I don't fucking pretend anything. I do give a shit, and I've showed it. And I'm going to tell you, every single chat across this YouTube community, they give a shit. That's why they're there. They care. But those people on panels, a whole hell of a lot of them don't. A whole hell of a lot of them don't. And I wouldn't be entertaining that. Just saying. So you heard my truth. People looking, seeking the truth, by God, I'll be glad to tell it to you. I'll be glad to damn tell it to you. I'll be the first one to tell it.
Wells the driveway. That wood pile happened day after someone was missing.
Wood pile, like, is it like just,
It's about gone now.
what is it, like logs or like for
It's just
fire?
Firewood, but see, they've never done nothing like that in the past or nothing. I just felt like we don't talk that she was deceased.
Uh-huh.
Right off. And then they made some kind of comment about some wood or something more. Seemed like, best I remember, made it kind of like a joke like or something about some wood. I just feel like that they may have put her under that wood. That's what I still feel like she.
He says he thinks they put her under the wood at the bottom of the driveway. Well, that wood wasn't there till after people started buying it. Somebody bought a big bunch of wood when they was giving the clothing to the boys and all the stuff. The church was taking in a bunch of donations coming in at the church for the Wells boys and for the family. That wood happened to be a donation, and they dumped it down at the bottom of the driveway down there. That's where Don and Candace told them to drop it because they didn't want nobody up on the hill, and it got dropped down there. And that's after Summer came up missing, after law enforcement had started looking. And so that's BS. That's BS.
buried underneath the wood?
Yeah, that's what I still feel like that. I seriously still feel like this.
So she's just down there at the end of the driveway?
Thank you, sir. This is driveway. On the left, right, you see them green barrel things?
Uh-huh.
It's right before you get them. I mean, it's right between your mailbox and them things. It's just right there at the edge of your driveway. When he come up here and with this story talking about religion, not all, I mean, that's just a red flag for me, because he never talked religion any other time he's ever come up here. The only time he ever come up here in the past is he got in trouble with the law or whatnot, and wondering what he needs to do and stuff. I tell him what I would do, you know, if it was me in certain situations he was in.
The only hit that the dogs made, was at the bottom of the driveway. Then it went out into the middle of the road. The dogs did not ever go down a dog trail. That was bullshit. That was Don Wells thinking it was funny to have people slide their ass up and down that steep hill with his big lies. Like and detect, you know, and Pruitt came out. And Pruitt said, you know, don't believe it if you don't hear it out of my mouth. Right? If you don't hear, you know, and also, you know, Pruitt told you that, you know, the change between gravel and pavement can lose scent. Well, there's no gravel at the bottom of the fucking dog trail. That's all grass down in there. You know, that's all grass leading down to the road. There's no gravel to pavement there. So common sense would have told everybody that the dogs hit down the driveway onto the pavement. And that's where they all was the night before about Mr. Dobbs. They were all down there. Summer was down there running everywhere that night, and all the boys, and Candace and Donald and Grandis and Jody Sue, Andy, their kids, they were all freaking down on the road. You know, having a powwow about Dobbs, and then they, you know, then they went looking for the guy, you know, at all these hotels and up and down roads, and you know, really getting fucking weird with it. You know, common sense, you know, common sense gives you all the answers.
Like what was he wanting advice on?
Well, they once when, and they lied all about that. I mean, when he come in and felt, I guess, Josie down there at Kansas and stuff. So he didn't tell me he was running up the road to shoot at him and all kinds of stuff like that. He didn't tell me that.
Yep. Sorry.
Arrested before Summer went missing.
Yeah.
And
they got when she took her restraining order out on him.
and they dropped it. And then when that Jose guy was up there,
Yeah, that was
did you hear that he passed away? Which is
I heard somebody say something about it, you know, but I just figured I had to do or something.
no, he really passed away. That's crazy. He got so much, and it makes me wonder if it's like all the hate that he got on YouTube is.
See, Marlena, her father, Don, supposedly, this is coming from Marlena's father, was telling me that Don had come to him and was talking about they had sacrificed Summer to do away with their sins and stuff. There's another one.
Oh.
But anyway,
That's why
see, he passed away.
They sacrificed her to do away with Donald's sins. I guess they, you know, in a way, I guess that could be true, right? In a way, that could be true. Because, you know, in my opinion, Summer was very sick. In my opinion, Summer Moon, Utah Wells, was very, very sick. And, you know, I believe she was very sick. And I believe she was very sick because of, you know, some sinister stuff that had been being done to her, you know, at the hands of Don and Candace Wells, and probably Grandis too. No doubt in my mind. They're all, you know, weird. Grandis hauled ass, so she knows something. You know, that's my opinion. And, you know, and those sins is what caused Summer to end up the way she was. And, you know, it's my opinion. It's what I believe. You know, I believe that at that swimming hole is where Summer met her demise. I believe on those milk jugs, Summer is no longer with us. That's my personal opinion. I believe Summer was no longer with us on the milk jugs. They had to, you know, do what they did to keep from going to prison because something was terribly wrong that they couldn't get help for without going to jail. So with that being said, I guess it was a sacrifice, right? Absolutely. I mean, that's my opinion. So that very much can be true.
Now, I mean, nobody can question him about it, you see.
When did he pass away? When did Martin?
He had a massive heart attack, but it seemed like it was February, end of February. But anyway, he's talking about Donnie come to him and was, I guess, feeling guilty the way he talked and was saying that they had sacrificed her to do away with her sins and stuff. And something about something about her organs, something about they had taken sold her organs or something other.
You know, it's a possibility. It's a very good possibility that they did possibly sell something off, you know, that they did, you know, sell something off. That might be why she was bent over. That might have been why she was having complications, right? You know, there is people, if you're a match, and Candace did have her at a doctor's, you know, right before she went missing. Candace did have her at a doctor's, you know, getting some workup and stuff. I don't know what all went on at the doctor, but, you know, we seen pictures of it. So, you know, I don't know, you know, is it possible that they sold something? I doubt it, you know. I wouldn't think so. I mean, anything's possible, you know, but I don't think so. You know, I think personally, Don was showering with her, sleeping in his birthday suit in the bed. I think, you know, he was wearing her down. I think that it's possibility that, you know, other people were wearing her down, you know, because they was taking her places, doing some weird shit. And I think that, you know, I think that something went wrong that couldn't be fixed, and they had to do what they had to do to keep from going to prison. You know, that's just what it is. You know, that's in their minds. That's how they think. You know, that's how Don and Candace and evil people think. You know, had to do what we had to do. You know, it wasn't really what we wanted to do, but we had to do it to save their own asses. They're all about saving their own asses because their own asses is all they ever cared about or thought about anyway, right? That's how criminals think, you guys. That's how evil thinks. And that's why you don't let evil around you or your children. You keep evil the hell away from you. Because that's who and what evil is. And it's not just your kids that are in grave danger when they're around this type of evilness, but you're in grave danger around this evilness too. Everybody's in grave danger when that kind of evilness is in the house. You got to stay away from it. Evil has no conscience. It has no conscience. It has no boundaries. Evil doesn't think about going to hell. They think they're going to party in hell. They think they're all going to be around some big bonfire, playing electric guitars and partying down in hell. It's just, it's just how they think. A lot of them don't even believe hell exists. They think you're like a tree, right? They think you're like a tree. Once you fall over, that's it. Nobody cares. Some people are so evil, they can't believe that there's a higher power that's going to put them in a really bad place for eternity, because they don't want to believe it. They don't want to believe it. People like Don and Candace Wells and people, they use God. They don't worship God. They use him. They use him to slide their foot into your life and destroy you. That's what they do. Don't trust motherfuckers who use God. There's a big difference between worshiping God and using God. Big difference, you guys. Yes, he did, Sassy Pants. Yes, he did. How do you know Don Wells might have did something to his daughter? Well, I'll tell you how. Don Wells made a statement about his sisters. When I was a kid, he says, I thought that my stepsister that I was, torturing, that I was putting through a lot of hell, misery, pain, and mental issues. I thought that she cared. But when I got older, I realized that, kids are just curious. They don't care. They're just curious. Now, who was he talking about when he got older? Summer, right? Summer. In the shower, in the bed, just curious. He's talking about Summer. I knew that when I heard him talking. When you hear people talk, all you got to do is listen. And you can figure out exactly what they're talking about if you listen. That's just more common sense. Right? There's no you cannot fix predators. You cannot fix them. Don't even try. They're always looking for their next victim. You just got to hope and pray that you're not it. Right? I'm sorry, Pat. I'm sorry, but that's funny. I loved and I love my aunt dearly. She was a vegetarian and an a and they did us dirty. Eventually. Oh shit. I don't know what vegetarian had to do with it. That's funny as hell though. Oh shit. You cracked me up. No, you can't fix them. There's nothing you can do to fix them. But you know, I can't help it. That Pat's comment cracked me up, man. Right? Yeah, Andy does look pretty happy in that photo, right? Don don't look like he's too happy, and and I'm gonna tell you, there's Fred at the dollar store. He ain't looking happy at all, right? But you know, I found it funny that Ziggy asked Fred, when's the last time you haven't talked to Laura recently, have you? When's the last time you talked to Laura? And he's like, just a couple of days ago. I mean, don't you find it kind of creepy fucking weird that Fred's blowing up Laura's phone all the time, but he's supposedly married to Ziggy? Make that make sense, you guys. Make that make sense. And why is Ziggy okay with that? Why is she okay with that? Why is she okay with Fred, corresponding with his ex-old lady? Because I wouldn't be okay with that, right? I would not be okay with that at all. If I married a man and he's corresponding with his ex, he'd get a steel-toe boot in the fucking ass right back to his ex, right? You know, if you miss her that much that you got to blow her phone up all the time, then you need to go motherfucking live with her again. What the hell are you even doing here? Right? I mean, that would be like hell no. I mean, I wouldn't, have Fred heal any damn way or anything like him. Right? I mean, I can't do people who take off their pants and they're still standing up. From the dirt that's on them. I can't do that shit. That just, when somebody's pants stand up the way their boots do when they take them off, no. I can't do that. But point being is, if I was with, a man hitting up his ex, he's got to go. See ya, wouldn't want to be ya. But she seems to be okay with that. And I got to wonder about that shit. That's kind of weird. And Laura did make a statement to me. Laura said that, even though her and Fred's split up, he's still trying to live her life. He's still trying to tell her how to live her life and what to do. Right? And Laura still has this great fucking hope that she's going to get Fred back at some point. That this Indiana thing is just a rendezvous and he's coming home. And I think he's got her believing that shit. I really think he's got her believing that shit. And I think he's got her doing some stuff, behind the scenes to try to cover up some things, like Chad Arnold, like the Chad Arnold stuff. Because he's got Laura with Chad Arnold right now. Right? The one person who holds a lot of information to June the 15th, 2021. So, you know, if Chad Arnold ends up being the next Allison or the next, you know, Leslie Hill or the next, you know, Jose, the next Cotton, I won't be surprised. I will not be surprised if Chad ends up next. Just saying. It was. She was with David at the time, but since we've been looking to find Chad and talk to Chad, since Fred knows that we have been trying to get a hold of Chad and talk to Chad, Laura's with him now. Laura is now living with Chad. And she's got Chad on that shit too. She's got Chad on the hard stuff. According to some people, you know, that I have talked to. Allegedly, Laura's supposed to have Chad, you know, messed up on some really bad stuff. So I don't know exactly, Justice for you. Exactly. So, you know, I don't know. I don't know. All I know is, you know, we tell the truth here. We're going to continue to tell the truth here because Summer needs the truth. We need the truth. Her brothers need the truth. And God wants us to tell the truth. And that's what we will continue to do. You know, I ain't worried. I ain't worried. I have, as I said, PG has nothing to hide. I am all transparent. I have, you know, nothing whatsoever to hide from nobody. I done nothing wrong. I have never done anything wrong where Summer's case is concerned. I went into Summer's case trying to help two parents that I truly wanted to have faith in and found out I couldn't. And this very second that I figured out exactly who these motherfuckers were and how they operate, I came straight out and I tried to warn all of you. All of you. And I was unable to get that done. I was unable to get that done with the creator I picked to try to do it through, which was Ziggy. And we had to start this channel over here to get the truth out. And to continue to get all the truth out for Summer's sake and to get Summer back in the spotlight where she wasn't but needed to be. And I think we've done a hell of a job. I think we've done a hell of a job doing what Summer needed someone to do for her. We've done a hell of a job. You can all pat yourselves on the back because we really, really, I think we've done more for Summer than any other channel has ever done for her. And I think we found more of the truth and more of all the answers than anybody else has. I think we have diligently done our research and we brought everything to the table and we worked so hard to put all the pieces together to figure out exactly what happened to this baby. And I really, truly believe that what we can't do, God will. God will. And I believe her case will be solved at some point. I believe Summer's case will be solved. And Summer will be found, brought home, justice will be served. And we will all get the closure that we're so praying for every day in the name of Jesus Christ. And I believe her brothers will get closure too. That's what I believe. And we will continue. Will continue. And I'm going to tell you, when it comes to fucking haters, they don't want to come here and tell us nothing. I'm going to tell you what, they can stand us up. They can stand us up all day long at the gates of hell, and we will not back down. We will not back down. We will keep our suits of armor on, and we will keep our steel-toe boots, and we will kick the crap out of evilness. It will not overcome us. We will overcome it. And we will do what we need to do to push forward, to find Summer, and to get her home, and to get justice. And as I said, what we can't do, I truly believe in God, and I truly believe He will. And this case at some point will be solved. So that's what we will continue to do. And as we go through all of this, we will continue to pray. We will pray for her, this little girl, every single day, that she is found, that she is brought home, and justice is served upon her behalf in the name of Jesus Christ. Amen. Absolutely. As I ask every night before I go out of here, every night I ask, please, 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 keep those prayers going up for this baby. Keep them going up for this little girl. There is way more than Don, Candace, and Grandis that hold the answers to what happened to Summer Moon Utah Wells. More than them. And I'm going to tell you something. I am banking on one of those other people. I am banking on one of them to please come forth and tell what happened to this baby. To please come forth and let this baby be found, the truth be told, and justice served on this little girl's behalf. No 5-year-old little kid deserves to be out there somewhere alone, wanting to be found. Whether she's with us or she's not, she wants to be found. She wants her brothers to go and have peace in this world to the future. This little girl wants her brothers to know they had nothing to do with what happened to her. And I hope and I pray that one of these other people who have answers to what happened to Summer, I hope and I pray that they want a forever home in heaven too. And I hope that they get that home by telling exactly what they know, so that Summer can rest in peace the way she deserves to. And her brothers can move forward in life and live a normal life the way they deserve to. May God be with us all. May God be with us all. May God especially be with these missing children wherever they may be. May God be with them. Amen. Listen, you guys, PG's going out of here for the night. I've been in here for a while. And I think I've told enough truth tonight to irritate all the haters' demons. Right? I think I've irritated all their demons. They might have came seeking some rest, but I think all they got was their demons irritated up. And they're going to be, they're not going to be getting no rest tonight. That's for sure. Right? They won't be getting no rest tonight. Thank God for that. Right? Thank God for that. But we're going to go out of here and we are going to get some rest because we're all children of God. And God loves us. And He's going to be watching over us along with His angels and Jesus Christ. So we're going to rest tonight and we're going to rest good. So you enjoy the rest of your evening. I appreciate each and every last one of you that was in here tonight. And I especially appreciate the support for the channel that we got tonight in here. Mama Homestead, you were more than generous tonight, and everything you did tonight was so appreciated. Absolutely so appreciated. Absolutely. She gave 10 memberships in here tonight to 10 people, and I'm sure that each and every person that got one really was grateful for receiving it. And she also blessed the channel with some help to keep the StreamYard going and the internet and all the things that the apps and things that we need to keep it running. And I just wanted to let her know that I did and I do appreciate it very, very, very much. God bless. God bless. And I appreciate each and every one of my sweet mods who was in here tonight, working so hard to keep the haters out. You guys are awesome. I know I don't say it enough, but I truly, truly appreciate you. And even more so, I know God does. You know, he did put this channel. I truly believe he put this channel together for Summer Moon Utah Wells. I truly believe that. And he just made PG a vessel to run it. And all of you, your feet are always where they're supposed to be. And I thank God for that. I thank God that he put your feet here to always, you know, support this little girl who so needs it, in the name of Jesus. So I just want, and everybody else that comes in here and supports these missing children, God bless you. God bless you. There is a gift in heaven. Trust and believe me, there is a gift up there in heaven for each and every one of you who truly care about these missing children. God bless you. Hey, Australia, I so appreciate that. I got a super sticker. I appreciate that, girl. God bless and much love. And as we go out of here tonight, here is five more memberships for the people in the chat, letting you know how much we appreciate you being in here and supporting these missing children. God bless everybody. PG is going to say good night. God bless and much, much, much love.